Big opening. Pass 5. Pass 10. Perko's a man. And he goes all the way to the 15-yard line. 17 yards out the territory.
Welcome back to Believe in Badgers on the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel and Oak Bridge Wealth Management. I'm Matt Perkins, joined, as always, by Badger legend, the Hebrew Hammer himself, Matt Bernstein. Bernie, how are we doing today?
Matt Perkins, every day I see you is a holiday. It's been a weird week, I'm sure, for everyone on the Northeast or pretty much everywhere in the world. But, dude, we got 2 feet. My flight to LA on Sunday night we got on the runway and then we got canceled there. I had to take 3 trains. Dude, it took forever to get home. It was nuts.
Oh, my God.
It was a tough one. I definitely drank some beers on the train home because you got to. But it's been a wild week. The snow days, delay. We had 2 snow days, a delay. It's just nuts, dude. And then it's like in the 40s and 50s now.
Bernie, train beer reminds me. I just thought of this. So we've got a little mailbag episode going today. We got some great questions from you guys. We really appreciate it. But Bernie,
what are you going to ask? Like the top 5 best beers? Train beers up there.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to ask. Top 5 best beers. Because, I mean, train beer's up there.
I mean, my number 1, and this sounds awful, morning beers.
I mean, morning beers are pretty great.
Guys, don't listen. Nobody call, I don't need help. I mean that, tailgating. Morning beers when you're tailgating. Beer. Wando's beers, that's up there too.
For me, I mean, airport beer. Especially a morning airport beer is way up there. I'm talking like the 8:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m. maybe airport beer while you've got a little breakfast sandwich going. Ain't nothing like it, because then I am sleeping like a baby.
Train beer, and then for me, it's hangover beer. You just got to get through, and it makes you feel a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, a little hair of the dog.
So those are, there are many more great options. 5 o'clock beer, 4 o'clock beer. Shower beer. That's a great one.
Shower beer is a great beer.
Shower beer is a great one. Pretty much a beer any time of the work. Anytime is a great beer. And now, again, I'm not drinking during the day, so don't worry, people.
Me neither.
I do work, but I do enjoy, if you couldn't tell, I enjoy beer.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I think one more is obviously the first post-work beer, the 5 o'clock beer, like you said. I would also say the beach beer.
Ooh.
Beach beer is a good beer.
The barbecue beer. I like the bro beer. When you see your friends again, that first sip of that beer, no matter, even if it's warm, you're like, man, I miss this.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's be fair. Most beers are good beers. They're hard to find a bad beer.
It's really
hard to find a bad beer. Sometimes the last beer of the night might not be the best beer, but
when you run out of beer, that's the worst one. Yeah.
The zero.
Nothing left. The zeros, nothing left. Oh, man, We've dug too long. Matt Perkins, it's great to see you.
It's great to see you, buddy, man. It's, you're cheering me up and getting me energized here to get through a long week, I think, for all of us. And we got some great questions. Like I said, we got a little mailbag episode. So, Bernie, I'm going to start with a question we got on Instagram. We've had Coach Collins on here a lot. We've had some of the other strength coaches that you played for on here a lot. People want to know, what was your favorite lift and your least favorite lift?
Oh, that's a great question. See, so I would say my favorite lift was the hang clean, not the full power clean, where you went down to the floor and it was, down to your knees, rip it up, push your arms through. I was very fortunate. I was a very strong human being. So
you still are. Don't put it in the past tense.
Touche. But well, I look at pictures of me back in the day and where
you were in the top 1%.
I was up there in the top. And when I worked out, which was so fun for me, especially when I was younger, I moved down. So we had platforms. We probably had 10 platforms, maybe more. And, we had 4 to a group for each platform. We actually probably had more. And I started on the freshman platform where they kind of taught you how to do some of the movements. And my high school coach was bananas about working out. So we did this lift all the time since I was in 8th grade, pretty much. So I moved down the platform, and as you move down, it's heavier and heavier groups, right? You don't want to change 1,000, the weights if you're doing 135, and then I'm doing 315, you don't want to put on, 3 or 4 45s. So I was fortunate to lift with like some of these monsters, who are just like your best friends by the end of it, because you're always in that group. You're always lifting with them. Same thing with the squat rack, the bench. Sometimes on the bench, I wasn't always on the furthest one. I was on the second to last one. So it's kind of cool to like, you always had that goal to be on. For me, it was to always be on that one. I was with Joe Thomas, most of the linemen, Jake Sprague. Like some of these dudes were strong. I mean, I watched Joe Thomas probably power clean like 340. I can't remember, like 4 or 5 times. Maybe it was more, because I think he did more than me. I did 340 like 5 times. Dude, it's like nuts. So I love that. You say, what was my worst? It was different things. I think we would always compete. And sometimes I would be doing like push-ups against somebody who like could do it 1,000 more times than me. I don't know why. Dips, I was with Scott Starks. He was 140 pounds at maybe. And we were getting like head to head because I was strong. But eventually my weight would hold me down. It's called gravity, right? Is that Sir Isaac Newton? Maybe. I don't know.
It is. That is Sir Isaac Newton.
Science.
Dude.
So like we did a leg circuit right into stations. Like I didn't hate it. It was so hard.
Yeah.
But I would say that the competitions, I appreciated what they were trying to do. Like I remember one time I held front core for over 5 minutes. Think about me, over 5 minutes. That's how strong I was. I was a tank. And Stocko beat me because he was strong.
Because he was $180.
And it was $180. So I was like, yo, Brian Bott, can I just like, do I win? He's like, no. I'm like, but 5 minutes. He's like, it's good for you. Congrats. You get nothing. So that's where we were. I didn't have anything I hated. I just think things were harder than other things. But again, like I truly appreciated the weight room. I knew what it did for me. Like I was a fullback. I was a battering ram. I needed everything to be strong, tight, and work properly. And so I thought that was where we were. But some of those competitions, some of that other stuff, yeah. I didn't appreciate the box jumps when you hit your shins. It was disgusting. Okay. That answers that question.
Great answer.
Thank you.
Great answer. I also love a good hand clean.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you. Actually, you know what I didn't like? Front squat. I'll go with that was my least favorite. You put the bar on your shoulders. By the way, we weren't allowed to use pads.
Mm-hmm.
So think about like a bar. I remember one time JD's like, I looked at the card. We were doing less reps, so it was heavier weight. It was like 4 reps. We did, 5 lifts of 4 reps. And I was like, dude, I'm starting with 315. That's 3 plates on each side. I actually went to JD. I was like, JD, is this right? Or is this wrong? He's like, no, that's right. I was like, man, this is going to be a hard day today. And it was. But I did it because you couldn't let JD or any of your teammates down.
Absolutely not.
That's a
dips and pull-ups are my least favorite exercises. I'm very bottom heavy. I don't know if you've ever seen me in person. I'm very bottom heavy. I didn't get into working out until much later in life. I never really loved it. I mean, yeah, I was on the track team. I had to work out, but I did not enjoy it in the same way that you did. I wish I'd had someone in high school, like a high school coach who really like had pushed me better for that. I probably would have, maybe hit my genetic ceiling a little bit more, as Coach Brian White likes to say. But speaking of Coach Brian White, we got a Brian White question.
Whoa!
Here. Someone's definitely been listening to our interview, which we loved. If you haven't, go back and listen to it. Our last episode, I should say, with Coach White, we talked about his new book. That was a lot of fun. But
my book's delayed because of the snow, because of a blizzard. So I'm so mad.
I saw a video of him on social media, like with a box of books, just taking them out and like handing them out to people. That was fantastic.
So
wants to know, what's your favorite Brian White-ism and your favorite Barry Alvarez-ism?
Oh my God. I mean, my favorite Barry, I have a bunch of Barry stories, but I'll tell you. So my favorite was at the end of every time right before we went out to play in a football game, he would start screaming. He's not really a screamer. He's more of a loud talker. And when he screams, his voice would elevate, like high pitch. So he'd be like, let's go out there and kick their ass. And you would you didn't laugh, but you're like, wow, Barry's got this high pitched kind of voice. So that's what he would say before we'd go out, the tunnel. So I always thought that was hilarious. And here was one of my favorite. So like at one point they hated when you just put your helmet down on the sideline because Barry didn't like it because it looked ugly. Like guys would just drop their helmets on the sidelines, go get a glass of water. You weren't holding it. You just leave it there and you pick it up. So we started putting them in a row, right? Like in a row. So it looked better. Dude, one time somebody went out of bounds and tripped over a helmet and Barry was like, get those helmets off. It was just so funny. And I just remember being there and it was high pitched. And I'm like, man, how dumb are we to put these helmets like right on the sideline? Like, why don't we back them up 10 yards? It just like, it just didn't, but they looked good. It just didn't work out. Man, every time I went into a meeting with CB Dub, it was never going to be a boring meeting, even if it was like a 2-hour long, like individual meeting and you're in there watching all the film and all this. I mean, Coach White knows it. My isms, I mean, all the stuff that we talked about, Pop-Tart, landmark was always important. Hit with your, use your fists as a steering wheel. But I'll tell you this one, and I think I've told this before, but it involves Russ Kroons, Greg Root, me. We're sitting in the meeting room. I'm young. This might be going into my second year. I think it's going in my second year. Might be my first year when I just showed up. Brian, Coach White used to do a lot of dip. He might still, I don't know, but he would do a lot of dip. He had a large coffee. And he brought in a box. I'm talking a box of 1,000 gumballs, right? Like, so we would all chew up gumballs, and he brought them for everyone. We would go and we'd eat them or, chew them up. And Russ Kroons is like, yo, I'm going to get Coach today. So Coach White's walking in with his gumball box, large cup of coffee on the box, and a spitter on the box. So it's another cup. Comes in. Russ jumps out from behind the door, like a 5-year-old jumps out from behind the door, scares you. Dude, Coach White threw that box up in the air. he's like, more colorful. Damn it, Russ, you scared the out of me. And then he just like, Russ is laughing. I mean, we're all laughing. There's gumballs everywhere. Spitter cups on the ground, coffee's everywhere. It's complete, show. And he's like, Russ, you made me swallow my chew. So like basically the whole meeting he was like docile because swallowing your chew is horrible for you. And then he's like, Russ, pick up all these gumballs. So like Russ during the meeting is picking up all these gumballs. We're all helping, but it's a lot of gumballs because of a brand new box. So CBW, I mean, every single meeting was going to be entertaining or educational, but he kept it fun where you just weren't like ready to fall. Like you were never going to fall asleep in that meeting. It was hilarious. The GPA one, I've told that story, was hilarious when he's like, everyone give me your GPA. And for some odd reason, you'd say like a 3.0 and he'd be like, yeah, I believe it's like a 2.2. Like he never believed anything we said. I thought it was hilarious. But one of my, I look back on my career as a human and as a football player. He's one of those people that, he even said it, didn't believe in me to begin with, coached me hard. And then all of a sudden you get this raw thing and you turn it into something special. And, I give a lot to my high school coaches and to my college coach, but Coach White is definitely one of those people who, elevated a Class C Edgemont football player from New York, right, playing fullback to one of the best fullbacks in the nation at one point. So I owe a lot to that man. And listen, I always say it too. To Wisconsin football, like I wouldn't be where I am with the job I have, with the wife I have, with kids, if it wasn't for Alvy taking a shot, right? Or for man, isn't that nuts to think about, Matt Perkins?
Well, wasn't it Palermo taking a shot?
Well, Palermo taking a shot, but I mean, where I wouldn't be sitting in this seat. We probably wouldn't know each other. Like it's just wild that like I went down a whole different highway once I said yes to Wisconsin, and it brought me all these amazing things. So.
Hey man, listen, we're not here if you don't have your Penn State game either. Probably for
also
me, because like I said, like that was a big turning point in my life.
Well, you.
As a fan. So
and another Coach White like believing. Also,
yeah.
Who the hell like Coach White would be like get one rep at tailback throughout like my 3 or 4 years like. Randomly and like who would do that?
Yeah,
Like why?
But Bernie, he trusted you because you knew the plays and you knew
Yeah,
the
but
playbook and you
but
studied.
again, Matt
and you-
Perkins, think about the vision of like we have 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
Why am I taking reps? 1 rep, 2 reps of practice, if that? Like it's pretty amazing to think that he would say like that he would think that to do that. And then I actually think it's pretty amazing to like say like, dude, you're in. Like it's nuts. We could have just went to like a single back, I guess, like a full back. I don't know. It just is like a pretty bananas, amazing thing. But without Coach White, like I would have never been in that position. But it's all from coaching and practice, and he put me in that position, exact position. Now we can go into the O line playing amazing. There's a lot of other things, but
Greg Root stepping up and playing and playing really well.
Greg Root, love that dude. Okay, these are longer answers than they should be.
Hey man, we're here for it. I heard you got a couple questions too.
I got one for you. It's an I just think it's a bizarre one.
Do it.
Oh, you want to do it right now? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, my job is a lot of communications, right? So, I was actually brought to the attention of a group of football players on a text group that says a lot of emails went out this year. Matt Perkins on buying your tickets, a little bit different of a message saying, you know, I read 2 this year in 2026 to date. So to February 26th, let's say end of February, who cares? Matt Perkins, do you know how many emails have been sent since January 1 to today?
I will go with 9.
7.
Okay.
7. And the message is a little different. It's like, you know, buy your tickets starting at $255. One was, you know, you can do it a 4 installment payment plan, which I actually think is great because it tells you up front what you're getting. Do you know how many emails we're in 2025? Take a guess. It's not a huge difference.
Let's go. I'm gonna go 9 again. I love the number 9.
5.
In
So
that same
5?
time period or the entire season?
Same time period. I'm saying January 1 to end of February, buy your tickets.
Okay.
5 in 2025, 7 this year. Does that concern you, Matt Perkins? Does that tell you something? Like, is that – I'm a conspiracy theorist to a point, and I think it tells me a little something.
Okay. So I will, as someone who works in marketing and does a lot of email marketing, I will tell you that the initiative and the imperative these days is to send more emails in general because people more and more are just discarding them. So you got to get it in front of them even more. So I think you're thinking that, oh, they're probably not selling as many season tickets. I think that's sort of, that's sort of like the line of thinking that I'm sort of picking up off of you. Wouldn't surprise me if season ticket sales are down, right? Back-to-back seasons with no bowl games. But I do think that is just a larger industry trend. I don't think that's actually something to be concerned about.
So I think that – so I still think Camp Randall's going to be packed. I think you'll be sold out most of the games or over 80,000 capacity, over 80,000 every game. My concern is that they aren't selling season tickets and people aren't making the donation and doing whatever. That's my concern. Yes, I'm in marketing too in the fundraising side. And when we're not to goal or where we need to be, we start shooting off more emails.
Yep.
Right. So I wouldn't be, if I see a text, then we're in dire, then it's a little more dire than I thought. But I just wanted to throw that out as a conspiracy theory. Someone brought that to my attention on the text. I didn't even really think, but so I guess there was 2 in 1 week. So maybe there's some metrics we're not hitting, but I do think that people are going to come to the games. I think more and more people are probably, and I think this might be a trend too, not buying season tickets, they're buying individual tickets.
Yeah. Also because, season tickets are expensive. Everything is expensive now. Everything is getting more and more expensive by the day. People and incomes are not adjusting accordingly across America. And so people have less disposable income. And so, you might not be able to afford that donation plus that season ticket anymore when you were able to do that 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And it's, you gotta take that into consideration as well. So maybe, I'm someone, I can't afford the full, 6 home game season package. Plus you're expecting me to go up to Lambeau. Maybe I'm going to buy 2 or 3 tickets and it's going to cost me the same price.
Or people split it. And now you have 1 less season ticket holder, but you still have 2.
Yeah.
It's the number stays the same, just the tickets sold are different. I think that's happening a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think when things are like I have 2 kids, right? So could I make every game? No. If I had season tickets in my 30s, I would not have them now, only because my kids do all these other things,
Mm-hmm.
and they're probably too young to sit in the stands. So,
Yep.
so I can feel that. Okay, so that's it. By the way, our guy Denny is coming back this year for a 16th season in a row or something crazy. No, that's wrong because it would be over 20 years, and it's 160th game. I think the first opener.
Wow.
He's the record holder guy. He was at our podcast and at Jay's. It's just a cool dude. Makes the drive. I don't know.
Listen, speaking of Jay's, I'm excited. We're going to be back at Jay's again this fall, so it's going to be fantastic.
Jay's beers, like just
Jay's
delicious.
Beer, top 5 beer. Wando's beer, Jay's beer. Hey folks, before we continue, I want to remind everyone tuning in that we continue to be proudly presented by Chris Anicetti and his entire team over at Oak Bridge Wealth Management. If you're a collegiate athlete or parent of a collegiate athlete navigating NIL opportunities, Chris and his team are here to help maximize your earnings and protect your future. We all know that athletes train hard to be the best on the field, but who's making sure they're winning off the field? Chris Anicetti and his entire team at Oak Bridge Wealth Management. That's who. They don't just manage your money. They handle your entire financial world. From building a rock-solid financial plan tailored for athletes to paying bills, budgeting, setting up LLCs, and securing financing for cars, equipment, and whatever else you need so that you can focus on your game. Your career is short. Make every dollar count. Oak Bridge Wealth Management, where athletes build lasting wealth. Get in touch with Chris on Instagram at oakbridgewm_Anicetti. That's oakbridgewm_ANICETE, or head on over to their website at oakbridgewealthmgmt.com. Chris Anicetti, Oak Bridge Wealth Management, they've been helping a lot of NCAA athletes and professional athletes get their money right. There's no one else better for this around that you are going to find. So make sure to get in touch with Chris and support the people who support us. All right, we're going to hop back into the show. Well, actually, that leads me in to our next mailbag question that I got.
Mailbag. Let's do it.
Bernie, they want you to describe your ideal night out in Madison.
Oh, boy. My
Where
ideal
you start,
night?
let's start with let's start with dinner or pre-dinner. If you're doing anything pre-dinner, go from there.
Well. Let's just start with. So, oh boy, this is a hard question. It's a little more old school because there's a lot of new places, but when I go back, I don't really go to them because I like the old places. So a night out in Madison, now in my 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still a degenerate drinker when I'm there, but I don't go to an after bar because I don't know any of the kids or students. But okay, so my ideal night.
I am too old for after bar. This old man cannot stay
Matt
up.
Perkins, at Friday at 5 o'clock or maybe a little earlier, I am most likely at Wando's.
That's correct.
Nice couple beers.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like to maybe walk across to Dottie Dumplings and get a couple beverages. I've made a mistake of eating there before.
No, that is not a mistake.
I know, it's so good.
It's not a mistake.
But it is a mistake when you go to Tornado Room.
That's true.
So my ideal is going to Tornado Room, maybe 7 o'clock, not too late. Taking your time, getting that big steak, the ribeye, or not the tomahawk, but it's like 28 ounce ribeye and a bottle of wine, and just saw that thing up, eat it. I'm the Neanderthal at the end who grabs the bone and starts trying to chew it off.
So am I. But.
Yeah. So my ideal night is Wando's, start maybe Dottie's for another drink, a pre-dinner drink. Go to Tornado Room. Then from Tornado Room, it is hit every bar on the way down to Wando's again. I mean, every place you could possibly go. There are some really nice bars. Vino, if I'm with Allie, I'm going to go to Eno Vino. I love that place.
Yeah.
What's the bar? They have 10 cheeseburgers stacked. Oh, it's so good. Something Tipsy Cow is good. I mean, there's not a bar that I don't want to sit in. Oh, you want to get turned? Stopping at Mondays. If there's a line, I'm not going to wait in line. But
Mondays,
want to
Mondays
black
is too
out?
dangerous. Mondays is so dangerous. Mondays is so dangerous.
It is dangerous. And I like Wando's because at some level, there's some older people there. So, everything kind of gets student-y, which is fine because that's what it's there for. But man, Matt Perkins, all those places. And then end the night, which sadly I've ended a couple nights recently, knocking on the door of Parthenon, which is closed at night.
Love
now.
Parthenon.
Closed at night, which I keep forgetting or I'm too drunk to remember. So then I walk right up to Ian's Pizza, and there's nothing like waking up with a box of like half-eaten pizza slices in your hotel room, and you wake up the next day and you're like, man, I'm going to eat these pizzas right now. And you eat them. It's great.
I can't complain about that.
I would if it's a little bit before and it's nice weather, Union for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I can't wait to go to some of the games this year.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm starting at the Union. Because I want that, like start at the Union around 4:30, sitting out on the terrace. From there, I'm going to Dottie's because I love Dottie's so much. Like I love Dottie's. To me, still best cheese curds in Madison, best cheese curds in the world for my money. Dottie Dumplings Tower.
I think they're delicious. Wings are good there too.
Incredible burgers.
Incredible
burgers. I'm going to Dottie's. From there, I'm ambling up State Street. I'm enjoying the sights and the sounds and the feel of Madison. From there, I'm going to the Old Fashioned. I can't afford Tornado Room, so I'm going to the Old Fashioned. And I'm having an Old Fashioned, a brandy Old Fashioned. Got the only way to have an Old Fashioned, as far as I'm concerned. Then I'm ambling my way back down State Street and just seeing where it takes me.
Wait, what's the other bar that's at the top of State Street by the Capitol that's delicious too, but they have good beers?
Cooper's Tavern?
Cooper's Tavern. Dude, I would do, my friend, our friend, Caleb Smith, recently sent me a text message saying, can you do this? Run 10 miles, drink 24 beers, and eat 24 tacos in 24 hours. And I was like, without a doubt, this is easy.
Yep.
And now I'm thinking how easy it would be in Madison because you just walk up and down State Street. Everywhere you go, but these bars all bring like this serious joy to my body. And yes, alcohol at the binging level is wrong. So everyone listen, it's wrong. But I'm still doing it in Madison.
I'm not going to say it's wrong. I'm just going to say it's unhealthy.
Fine, it's unhealthy. You're right.
The other place, if I'm feeling really up for it, I'm going to venture even further down past the Capitol. I'm going to go to Essen House.
You might get COVID-20, but that's okay.
Listen, man,
that place is,
as a rugby
love it.
player,
It's so gross.
We went there a fair bit, drinking boots.
And did you ever spill on the ground? Then that spill is still there. 20 years later.
Probably. I mean, I wasn't, but the technique from drinking from the big boot, right?
Yeah.
You go down and then you got to turn it as you finish it. That's the proper technique for drinking from the boot.
Oh man, dude, I could go to every single bar in Madison and be happy.
Is Bullfeather still around?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Did it move? I don't know.
Oh man, we're getting old.
Listen, if you want to start at the beginning of the day, I'm going this Friday. I'm going Mickey's.
Well, obviously.
Then I'm going to the Union.
Another choice.
No, then I'm going to the Union. Then I'm getting fish fry. Now, I would say fish fry, there's a lot of good ones. I personally like Wando's only because I really like Wando's. But I would get a fish fry noon, and then I would start my bar crawling around, saying hi. You say hi to everyone, bar crawl. Tornado Room has to happen. Boom. What a day.
What a day.
What a day.
What a day is right, Bernie. I mean, there are so many places that we're missing as well.
So many.
How
about Regent Street? All those good bars on Regent Street. How dare they be so far away?
Listen, I enjoy going to Jordan's. There are so many spots.
If there's no line, the KK for a grilled cheese, yummy. So good. I mean, there's literally no place I would McTaggart's if I could get in there. I mean, there is no place that I would be mad about being.
I was known to haunt the Church Key a fair bit.
Church Key.
I
like that place.
Good time.
What's the Irish bar? It's not called Irish Bar. Celtic Corner?
Yes.
That place. I loved it. It was a weird place, but I loved it.
Listen, man, I worked at the Nitty Gritty. I was a cook there for a while at the Nitty Gritty.
By the way, RIP Portobello's going. They're gone. They're going to be gone soon.
Yeah. Alas. Okay, we could talk about that forever. We could, I mean,
Get
let's
some more
face it.
questions.
Okay, more questions. I got I got a couple more. Let's talk about this season in particular. Want to give who's your breakout player this season for the Badgers?
Who's my breakout? Man, that's a
Now,
great
I thought
question.
about this a little bit because the questions came into me on the Instagram account. For me, this might not, it's not at necessarily a breakout.
Wait, I'll tell you. There's one person that has to be a breakout for us to be successful. Colton Smith.
Colton Joseph.
I keep doing this. The Carter Smith,
Colton Joseph. Yeah,
Man, if these two merged and had a child somehow,
so
that
I
would
wouldn't consider that a breakout. I would consider that a breakout because he's already like broken out as a, he's already had success at another level. He's coming into the program. I'm thinking more of someone who's already on the roster who's like not a transfer. I'm thinking of like non-transfers here. And for me, it's Kevin Haywood, and it's got to be Kevin Haywood at left tackle. And while that may not be like necessarily a position where you're going to rack up stats, right? He needs to be an all Big Ten level tackle if this team is going to have success. And all of the reports, before he got his injury last year was, he's the real deal. And so we're hoping and praying and fingers crossed that he comes back and is 100% and can live up to that, because coming out, high four-star recruit coming out of high school, dominated the All-American Bowl that he played in, was absolutely elite there. And he's someone that I have extraordinarily high hopes for, probably too high hopes for, but he's my pick because I think he can come out and be a dude and be the next great Wisconsin offensive tackle, left tackle specifically.
I like the choice. I'm sticking with Colton Joseph. If we haven't had a quarterback last more than 4 games, so there's one that, and two, dude, we need to see play from a QB at a caliber that's just different than where it's been. And Carter Smith to me was trending. So I'm interested to see what the competition's like, what it looks like, but I'm looking for consistency, competitiveness, everyone says the same things. But if we don't have quarterback play, no team is good without quarterback play. And we paid this guy a lot of money, and he did not play at a Big Ten school or an SEC school. And it's a big jump. It's still a jump. But you pay these guys a lot of money, and it's win now. That's the difference between college now and college when I was there. Was I redshirted? You're not winning today. You're winning tomorrow. You're practicing for the next for tomorrow, for next season. So I'm all about, we need the QB play to be as high as possible.
Definitely, I'm with you there.
Full season.
Right. Bernie, what was the best trash talk you ever heard in a game?
Best trash talk.
Either could have been directed at you or one that you heard someone else talking to someone else. I'm sure Brandon Williams was probably involved.
I mean, Brandon Williams was the best, and he would tell everybody he was, and he did it. He backed it up. I wasn't really, sometimes I would get mad and scream at people. I think it was Michigan State in 2003, and we killed them. But before the game that came out, they were all hooting and hollering, and I don't know what happened. Like, it just got me so mad. And I was like, and I just was standing there screaming at them coming out, like, none of you are going to be standing fourth quarter. Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes you snap a little bit more than you're supposed to playing football. There was one time we were maybe Ohio State. We're on the bus, and how people like flip you off. It happens everywhere. You do it everywhere. I don't know what happened. It made me mad. And I was like, I just stood up. I was like, pull the bus over. And they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm going to kick that guy's ass. He just gave us the fit. I don't know why, but these things happen. Like, you kind of lose it a little bit. But I would say Brandon Williams was probably the best. And if there were others, I just tuned it out because so much was going on. And it just didn't bother me. Who was really great? Donovan Raiola.
Oh,
great. I mean,
I'm not surprised. I mean, he has a couple screws loose.
A lot of them. I don't know if there's any that are tight, but you loved playing like with him and for him because when you did something, he would. It was nice to have like other guys who will do it for you and back it up, and like it was great. But Donovan, I loved because he would talk a lot of smack, no matter. I bet
B. White was a decent trash talker too.
He was decent, but I mean, you get drowned. Brandon Williams was like the ultimate, and then Donovan was the ultimate. No one in the running back room really
Well, no one in the running back room needed to.
Dantes was very good at it. Very, very, very
that
good.
does not surprise me in the
Yes.
least.
Some defensive guys, Taj, like the defensive dudes were
interesting. See, I don't think I would have necessarily pinned Taj as a trash talker.
It's just like subtle things that were just funny. It wasn't like yelling and screaming. It was just, I don't know, just lightly like one sentence here or there, just making fun of people.
All right. I got one more here that we got in. I think I might have asked you this, Bernie, the first time you and I ever record together, which is like 5 years ago now, 300 something episodes ago, which is crazy.
Nuts.
Bernie, who is the one Badger running back that you did not get to block for that you wish you could have blocked for?
We're talking about everyone since
everyone.
Oh my goodness. This one's a hard one. I mean, this will be corny, but I wish I finished my senior year for Calhoun.
Yeah.
Because who knows what that kid would have looked like with like a solid, and Presley was awesome. So I don't want to take anything back, but I was 5 years seasoned at that point. Like, man, Calhoun was a beast. So I would have liked to finish that. Outside of that, man, there are so many good Badgers. You know what? I'll go off the beaten path because I think people are going to be like, oh, you could say all these. You could say JT. You could say Monte Ball, Ron Dane. Who else? We got Michael Bennett. I mean, this
Melvin
Gordon, James White. I mean, this can go on for a month. Big play, John Clay.
I knew you were going to say that. I
can't go with like the dudes who just like. Melvin Gordon was so good. He didn't need me. Like those guys, none of those guys needed me. Dude, big play, and I don't think big play needed me. I just think it would have been so fun to say for like the announcers to consistently say like 650 pounds in the backfield, like coming at you. And I don't know. There's something about John Clay that like I'm just obsessed with.
Yeah, I love big play. I think I'm obviously like Derek Watt and Melvin Gordon were a match like made in heaven, but I think you would have done some real work there. You and MG3. I mean, he already had some pretty darn big holes to run through. That would have been epic. Obviously, you and Ron Dane would have been, a pretty great duo as well. But big play is an absolutely great answer. I think it would have been interesting to watch you block for Braylon Allen. If you had Braylon Allen in the offense that you guys ran, like in that offense, I think that, you talk about two big physical dudes, whatever, 600 pounds coming downhill at you. I think that people would have been, by the time third, fourth quarter rolled around, they would not have wanted to touch you guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like, sometimes I think about like, man, it would be nice to block for these dudes today and have some kind of like core to be like, follow me, I got you. Like, this is what you're doing. Look at this. And I think you had it in some of the guys who are now graduated or transferred. But it's a whole different game. So, like I say, I would like to, but they'd be rotating in and out. But the names we just did, they're all Wisconsin Hall of Famers at some point in time.
For sure.
But I think, yeah, man, I love John Clay, but there are others that are probably lesser known that I think it would have been a lot of fun to block for.
I mean, I think Corey Clement would have been
Corey
fun.
Clement. Corey. I think Braylon Allen would have been really fun to block for. Right.
Yeah.
And these are dudes who like they were just different kind of backs. So it's also fun to block for different kind of guys because. Blocking for anyone was super exciting, but yeah, I like those choices.
Yeah, but you never blocked for like a really big physical back, right? Because if you think about AD and BC, both those guys were a little smaller, a little quicker, right? Yeah. You never had either, a power back, whether it was going back to a Ron Dane or a Monty Ball was a power back. I would argue that Monty was a power back. Obviously, big play, Braylon Allen. I think it would have been. Hey, man, listen, it would have been fun to block for Garrett Groshek.
It would have been a great time. I mean, there's all those dudes. Anyone who was ever sat in that room, I would love to block for. I mean, that's true. Until the NIL started, like everyone's in and out, and it's a little more harder to like get a feel for people who like put the time in and like bust their butt.
Yeah,
like that to me is what's hard today, right?
But that's what also excites me about Darian Dupree. He's still here. He's third year in the program now. Yep. Like that really excites me.
And
that
I think he was the next guy to take a big jump.
Yes.
Right. Like let's put you got to take a lot on your shoulders. We want to be successful. You saw what Mason Posa said, like this is fickle. They all know it.
Yeah.
It's make or break. And I agree with that. I think everyone knows that in the nation is Fickle didn't even take an extension. So he knows it. Everyone knows this is the year. We invested the money. We got the coaching staff. At least I aligned, I think, the best maybe Coach Fickle could do or has done in the past. And listen, it's make or break. So Mason Posa knows it. They all know it. And I'm excited to see what that looks like because, when you're backed up against a wall, it's like the corniest saying ever, but what are you going to do? You can only fight to get out. So we're backed against a wall as a Badger football program, as a Badger faithful, all the alumni. Like, time to fight our way out. And guys have to play huge this year.
Absolutely. Okay. We're going to get out of here with this. We got our friends over at FanDuel. They're starting to come out with some props for the season, with some odds for the season. Now, they don't have a Wisconsin win total out yet. They don't have the win total out for Wisconsin yet. But they do have some national championship odds, and they do have actually the line for Wisconsin Notre Dame to open the season. So it's interesting because they have, for the national championship, they have Notre Dame as the favorite at plus 650 to open the season. And so for the Badgers kickoff in Lambeau this season against Notre Dame, they've got Notre Dame as a 16.5 point favorite right now to start the season. 16.5, Bernie, as good as Notre Dame is and as good as they should be. And if you look at their Heisman odds, CJ Carr, the quarterback for Notre Dame, is the co-favorite alongside Trinidad Chambliss, who is back for Ole Miss at plus 800, which I think Notre Dame runs the ball too much to be to have a Heisman winning quarterback. But we'll see. They did. Their two top backs are gone. But Brendan, let's talk about Wisconsin Notre Dame. 16.5 points feels like an awful lot at a neutral site game. Now, yes, like Wisconsin's been down. Yes, Notre Dame is very good.
It's not so neutral. We'll give it that. It's not so neutral. Neutral to me was Chicago because everyone's a couple hours away.
Yeah, well, and Chicago is very much a Notre Dame town. So
it is a Notre Dame town, but to me, it's neutral. We're talking about like actual distance.
True. Yeah.
This is a Wisconsin. It's in Wisconsin.
It's going to be at least 70-30 Wisconsin fans.
I think it will be. Listen, LSU traveled hard. It was like 70-30.
LSU is a different animal.
Touche. Here's why I think, and I have nothing against FanDuel. I think they're important to give you, the spread, and they're pretty good at it. I would say you don't know the team you have right now at Wisconsin. I mean, there's so many, and probably the same for Notre Dame. Yet you do have some people coming back, which is helpful, right? We have question marks pretty much in a lot of places outside of the linebackers.
I'd say outside the linebackers, yeah.
Okay, so you have no questions there. We have questions everywhere else. And we've done a good job investing in doing these things. I don't know how you do a point spread first game in this era. Like, I don't know, maybe ChatGPT could has a better answer but how do you do it, Matt Perkins? We have all new players, almost. Well, out of 22 guys, how many new starters do we have? 16?
Something like that, 16, 17.
Guys from all over the place. So you have no idea how they're going to – that's what I like about Notre Dame first game because there's no warm-up to this. You're either – and they could make mistakes and we could win and we might not be that good. And I'm not saying we are going to be not good. We could be great. And
if I'm going to catch Notre Dame, I'd rather catch them week 1 than week 13.
Week 1. Golly, for sure. So 16.5 seems a lot. In Wisconsin at Lambeau, guys are going to be fired up to play. Man, I really hope it's not. That would hurt my psyche, I think, right off the bat. If we lose by 17 points, that would be
tough.
Great.
That would be tough. Obviously, Bernie, you and I are both optimists. We're both glass half full guys. I think we both think it's going to be closer than that. So we will hope that it is, and we will hope that you guys keep tuning in here to Believe in Badgers on the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel and Oak Ridge Wealth Management from now through the Notre Dame game and way past it, because we're going to be here. We're going to be, getting excited, getting ready. We've got more interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. Got, hopefully some more coaches, some players, some former players, and some other people who are, a little off the beaten path, like Ian that we had a couple weeks ago. That was so much fun. Ian from Ian's Pizza. Go back and check out that episode, as well as the rest of our back catalog of, I think it's now 336 episodes we're at, Bernie, something like that. So, but we appreciate
Victory beer in Lambeau might be one of the best beers of 2026.
Victory beer is a great beer. But Bernie, it's always great to see you. Always great to have a beer with you as well.
Always.
Or a dozen. So as always, we appreciate everyone tuning in. And until next time, on Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin.